Hey guys, and welcome to the Terra Show. This week, I want to talk about the new virtual reality headset by Valve and HTC, and the rumors that followed it about Half-Life 3. Normally, I would start this show with the comments, but I want to switch things around and we'll do the comments at the end of the show. So let's jump right in. At the Game Developers Conference, Valve and HTC announced a new virtual reality headset that is supposed to be a rival of the Oculus Rift and Project Morpheus by Sony.
Welcome to a new reality.
First of all, mad props to HTC and Valve, because, where the Oculus Rift is only handing out dev kits and being very vague on the final product, they pretty much just said, hey, fuck it, we're gonna have this out by the end of the year and we're on it. Good for them, now us consumers can finally get excited about some real progress in the virtual reality revolution. We don't just have to sit around and wait and think about some time in the future. Personally, I'm still a bit uninterested in virtual reality and skeptical because the old virtual reality sucked. When I played the Oculus Rift, it made me very dizzy, and it still has a lot of bugs and flaws to work out that I don't see how it's going to work with regular gaming. But some games can be really compatible with it and could be really cool. So it's kind of more like an addition than an actual revolution to me. But let me just say, it must be kind of weird to work with HTC. I mean, they've been in the mobile phone business for a really long time, but they've always been kind of living in the shadow of the big boys. So do we really know that much about them? Are we really sure that they're going to make the most quality product for our virtual reality entertainment? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? And I think HTC was a bit overexcited about the release as well. One of the spokespeople actually mentioned Half-Life 3 as one of the possible releases. And of course, hell froze over, pigs started flying, and I'm getting a bunch of comments in my stream chat about how Half-Life 3 is confirmed. Obviously, HTC publicly apologized for the bad choice of words, which is a good choice of words. But overall, I think this is going to be a good way for Valve to get the word out on its own products. They have the Steam Machine coming out and they're working with a bunch of hardware developers. They have Steam Link coming to your TV and Steam OS. And then of course they have that really shitty Steam controller, which I'm not going to be having any part of. I think it would make perfect sense to release Steam Vive, Steam Link with a Steam controller, all with Half-Life 3. That would be pretty cool actually. Even though I'm not all that excited about the other Steam products. I mean, I have 250 games on my Steam library, I use it all the time, I play the games on there all the time, but I don't ever use desktop mode and I'm not interested in any of those other products. I like it just the way it is. So what do you think of Valve's new HTC Vive? Do you think you would get one? Do you think it's smart for Valve to be working with HTC? And do you think it would be ultra cool to have Half-Life 3 on a virtual reality setup? Or are you just not that interested in the game anymore because there's been so much hype about it for so long? Let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's get to you guys's from last week. We talked about episodic games, right? And it seemed like everyone was all over the place. Some people were ambivalent, some people absolutely hated them, and other people loved them to death. DigiPimp75 said, episodic games are fine, I guess, but they only leave you wanting more. I'd rather have the whole damn game up front, and none of this cliffhanger stuff. And Ice-T is vehemently against episodic games. He said, I don't even go near episodic games. If I buy a game, I want to play the whole game and not be left to wait for the rest of it. And OllyRx took a more optimistic approach to the games. Episodic games are fine as digital games, but not as physical games because you have to own multiple discs, unless they have a complete version or something. I kind of agree. I love some episodic games, but would I hate them if they weren't episodic? Probably not. Alright, see you guys next week. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, post your comments, and check out my channel, which is down in the description. Bye guys!